morning, Chennai. Anjana, thank you so much. I think I haven't seen a better summary of what AHA does than this in a long time. So you've made my task easier today. Firstly, to all of the friends from media, thank you so much for turning up. Every week, AHA has a unique proposition of launching a new content every Friday. And we wouldn't be able to do that, to take the message of this new content to all the audience worldwide in about 190 countries without the support from all of you guys. So thank you so much for turning up every week to support some of our launches. Thanks to the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, we were able to launch AHA with a big bang in April, and I'm happy to tell you today that between the two languages, we've crossed 2 million subscriptions, 27 million downloads, and over 50 million unique users. And that's just in two languages, one of the fastest growing OTT platforms in the country. And we are doubly proud because we are not combining languages and presenting a bouquet like most of our competitors, both global and local, do. We actually believe local, we talk local, and we execute local. So AHA in Tamil, ahaTamil is a 100% Tamil platform, and for those of you who've downloaded it, you will know that on that, once you choose Tamil, all the content is in Tamil. And for those of you who haven't, I will give you some free codes now, and please do download and start watching AHA from today. It's one of those unique success stories where even when I travel and meet my friends in Mumbai or wherever else in the country I go, they keep talking about how we managed to create a proposition that always the need for it existed. So there is so much content. There's hours and thousands of hours of content to watch on OTT, but they are all put together in multiple languages on the same platforms. And I think what AHA uniquely offers all of our audience around the Tamil world is that when you come to ahaTamil, you don't have to look for the content in your language. Every single piece of content is in your language, and that's the true USP of AHA, and that's also the reason why we have been so successful in connecting with the local language audience worldwide. By January, we'll launch our third language as well, but today it's about ahaTamil, and thank you so much, the entire Tamil world, for all the support, and thank you, Chennai, for hosting us and making it home for a lot of us who don't belong here and a lot of us who belong here. This show is, in many ways very, very special for us. But I think before I talk about Anya's tutorial, it'll be incomplete without thanking the three rock stars from Tamil cinema who've joined us today. Sundarsi, we met long back, and I'm a big fan of your films and the family, and looking forward to your next directorial. It's been some time. Vijay Anthony, I just kept hearing about you. You're much younger than I thought because you've done so much. And thank you for turning up, and hoping we can collaborate together. And SJ Surya, you are a lucky mascot. So, whenever we do something new or I'm nervous and I'll tell Chiza, hey, let's call Surya, and he'll say, Arey, we just called him 2 weeks back, and how can we keep asking him to come? But every time you come, it's been good for us. So keep coming, we'll figure out a way to finally get you on the platform. I'll tell you a story of 2 years today, so hopefully over 2 years we'll get you in. But thank you so much, all three of you, really means a lot. And the industry welcoming us here, and a big thank you to all of you from Mr. Alu Arvind and Mr. Ramrao, who are our promoters. Industry welcoming. Arvind always says, Ajit, I moved to Hyderabad, but I've always been a Chennai boy. So for me, ahaTamil is homecoming, and you guys are welcoming us with open arms, so that means a lot. Thank you so much. Moving on to Anya's itself, this show is special for many reasons. I think we'll talk about the content later. Let me talk about the people behind Anya's and why it's so special to me personally, especially. I think in Mumbai circles, we call him Baahubali Shobhu. And for me, he's a friend. He's one of the finest gentlemen I have met in the industry. And I think he's one of the producers who, when he takes a small subject or a big subject, he always dreams big. And I have seen Anya's taking shape from a one-line idea to what it is today. And I think a lot of that credit goes to Shobhu. And Shobhu, it's better late than never. Today, it's many of those statements from me today. It took us some time to get started, but in Hyderabad, I was a bit hurried because, we were late. So today I want to really thank you, because what you are, what you make is very, very special. And I know you do very few of them, but when it comes through like the crackling feedback we're already getting on the teaser. So it means a lot to finally get Shobu and Arka on board. And what a fantastic team you have created, starting with Sowmya, but not just ending with her, with Sowmya and Falguni and everybody else. They have been great. And Sowmya, I know you wrote the story and you will talk about it, so how you wrote it in the lockdown, so I'll not take that part away. And what an incredible cast, because when we heard the story, we thought it was a very tough role, very complex roles. And I think from the first day, Nivedhithaa, when I saw you on the set, I went there to support Pallavi, and I got to see you, and I have seen the first couple of episodes, and you kind of made Anya your own, and it's a very complex character. And then the sister, who I've been trying to get onto ahaTamil for 2 years, it was a long, hard journey. We kept sending scripts to her. She kept saying, not this one. And finally, between the Arka team and Pallavi and all of us, we managed to convince Regina after 2 years to come and do something for Aha. And both sisters, the roles are very nuanced, very complex. And when you see it, you'll know how hard they have worked. And to the entire cast and crew, thank you so much. Thank you so much for what you've made out of it. I mean, if you see the expressions even on the poster, like transformation. A lot of credit to the director as well, but to you too. And the last reason why this show is very special for me is about the little girl who has now flown out of the nest. So when I landed in Hyderabad to set up AHA about 3.5 years ago, Arvind sir said, Allu Arvind, who's my boss, said that, listen, there's this young director who will be very, very famous one day, and she's hanging around the Geeta Arts office. I want to give her something, but I don't have a subject for her right now. Do you just want to have a coffee with her? And that's how I met Pallavi for the first time. And I think in half an hour I told Pallavi, why don't you come in? So Pallavi was one of the first people who joined the content team at AHA in Telugu, and she was with us for 2 years. A lot of credit to the first slate of AHA to Pallavi, and then one day she said, hey, listen, I want to be a director, so I don't want to be in the office again, and go away. And we let her go, but you normally fly back to your nest, and that's why the first show of Pallavi as director is an AHA, and which is why it's so special. And Pallavi, from Shobu to you, I think every one of you have just given so much to this show. And I'll tell you what, 2 of my colleagues called yesterday, one who is hard to please and said, finally the show is looking good. The other one is saying, Ajit, this show is much bigger than what I thought. Can we get more marketing money to spend and promote it? So that's how this entire journey has happened. That person is here. And lastly about this show, it's a tricky show. So, this show I'm very, very proud of, not just because of the people involved. It's a tricky genre, horror with good emotional drama. Sometimes you see a lot of horror which is just horror for the sake of horror. And then there's horror that stays with you. And I think between the relations with sisters, the drama, and then the horror that ensues, it's a great balance that the creators have managed. And whenever this genre is cracked, those things stay with us. Those films have stayed with us. Those series have stayed with us. And at AHA, we promise that we don't want to be just another OTT just giving out crime and comedy. We want to do new things. We want to push the boundaries, because the OTT audience, and especially the OTT Tamil audience, loves nuanced storytelling, loves new genres and variety. And that's what we've always promised. And I think we've managed to do it a few times in the last 3 years. But this, and I can say it without confidence, that Anya's tutorial is a big milestone, a big step forward for AHA in giving content that I truly believe is global. I think Anya's tutorial can be watched by anywhere in the world, and they will have the same amount of chill and thrill and emotions that we've had while we have been making it. So thank you so much for turning up, and very, very proud of what we have done.
ஆஹா 100% தமிழ் வெப் சீரிஸ் அண்ட் மூவிஸ் டவுன்லோட் பண்ணுங்க.
ஆஹா தமிழ் மட்டுமே.